Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll show you how I set up my file folder structure and manage my SwiftUI projects. Before we start, I'd like to say that there is no perfect architecture or a file folder structure. The best one is what makes sense and works for you and your team. So yeah, let's get started. We'll open Xcode and create a new project and name it currency_UI. Make sure that the interface is set to SwiftUI and create. This will use the SwiftUI template and create the base files. To start things off, we'll put everything in a group called iOS. I have assigned hotkeys to create a new group from selection. You can assign the key bindings by opening the settings, which is command plus comma, and head to the key binding section. If hotkeys are not your thing, then you can simply select the files, right click, and select the new group from the selection option. Next, we'll put the assets and the preview content in a group called resources. I like to use different fonts for my apps, so I'll create one more group and name it fonts. To use custom fonts, we need to generate the plist file. We'll go to the project settings, tap on the info tab and add a new key called fonts provided by application. This will create the info.plist file and we'll drop it in the resources group. Now if you try to build a project, it will give you errors like this. We need to update the paths for the preview content and the info.plist. We'll go back to the build settings and first we'll update the path for the development assets. If you remember, we added it under the iOS and resources group. So we need to update the path to reflect that. Next we'll copy the whole path and add that to the path for the plist file. Now the app should build successfully. There you go. Next, following the traditional MVVM approach, we'll put the content view inside a group called views, and then inside another group called main, and inside another group called features. We'll add a group called support views and all the supporting views for this particular main feature will go inside that. Next, inside the main group, we'll add 3 more: models, view models, and services. Let's sort these groups by selecting the sort by type option. Next, we'll put the app file inside a group called controllers and inside another group called co. This group usually contains files, structs, and classes that can be used by other features. Next, I usually have a common group, inside which I have a group for common models and common views. Now we'll add the remaining groups inside core, such as utils, extensions, services, and entities. Don't worry, I'll cover the use case of each group shortly. Inside services, I create 3 groups: database, repository, and network. I add my base network manager struct and protocols inside the network group. All DB related operations and configurations goes inside database, and the uses protocols inside the repository. Inside common views, I put SwiftUI views like image view, back button, etc. since they can be used by any feature. Inside extensions, I create an extension for color so that I can pass hex-based values, one for foundation, and one for view so that I can have my custom view builders and modifiers inside it. Inside the utils group, I have a custom font manager struct to control and reuse the fonts within the app. Next, inside entities, I create protocols and struct to perform CRUD operations on a single DB model like say user. And then the feature level repositories can conform to these protocols to gain access to the operations of the user model. This allows me to maintain high level access and helps me avoid writing DB operations for the same DB model across different features. I can easily conform to the protocol and just use the CRUD operations from here. So that's pretty much it guys. If I have to create another feature, say search, I'll create another group called search inside the features group and replicate the same structure as main. And yeah, we're done with this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. Do you want to see how I implement network layers or databases like CoreData or Realm in my project? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.